Good day everyone, we are Group 2 and our assigned topic is social relationship in middle and late adolescence.
Good day everyone, my name is Romelyn B. Bulas and my topic is social relationship in the middle and late adolescent. What is social relationship? Social relationship tend to be less intimate with lesser self-disclosure involved, but may still be inclusive and may demand certain levels of loyalty as in fraternities or religious organizations, and to a lesser extent, loosely knitted social clubs like practitioners of certain specialized professions. Middle and late adolescents usually find themselves in the company of their peers, usually from the school or neighborhood. From high school to college, adolescents mature faster socially, and new lessons are learned, especially on how their social interaction affirm their self-identity, increase their self-esteem, and develop their capacity to nurture relationships.
Greetings to everyone. I am Ann Kayla Borja and I'm going to report social relationship in middle and late adolescence by Goleman's social intelligence theory. Goleman's social intelligence theory, emotional intelligence author, named Daniel Goleman, explained in his book Social Intelligence titled The New Science of Human Relationships, published in 2006, how our brains are wired to connect with other people and how part of the human brain located just above the eyes, called the orbitofrontal cortex or the OFC, is connected directly to the three major regions of the brain. Number 1 is the cortex, number 2 is the amygdala, and the last one is the brainstem. Golemans pointed out that the OFC provides an immediate connection between the emotions and behavior. It immediately calculates our feelings and thought about a person and how that the other person feels and thinks about us and what actions we take after this quick assessment.
Hi, my name is Arne Allen C. Balagat and I'm going to report social influence. Social influence. According to Rashot, the authors define social influence as things such as behavior, actions, attitude, concepts, ideas, communications, wealth, and other resources that bring about changes in the beliefs, attitudes, and or behavior of persons as a result of the action of another persons. Herbert Kellman, a Harvard psychologist, suggested that there are three varieties of social influence, namely 1. Compliance, 2. Identification, 3. Internalization. Compliance is when a person seems to agree and follows what is requested or required of him or her to do or believe in, but does not necessarily have to really believe or agree to it. Identification is when a person is influenced by someone he or she likes or looks up to, like a movie star, social celebrity, or a superhero. Internalization is when a person is able to own a certain belief or act and is willing to make it known publicly and privately. Social influence. Other types of social influence. Conformity o pagsangayon is very strong, particularly among middle and late adolescents. This is supported by the fact that an adolescent in this age group is most susceptible to a compelling need to seek approval from others and be accepted by them in order to become a friend or to belong to a social group. Conversion o pagbabagong loob occurs when an individual wholeheartedly changes his or her original thinking and beliefs, actions, and attitudes to align with those of the other members of a group. Minority influence happens when a bigger number of people are influenced by much smaller number of people and when the minority's way of looking at and doing things are accepted. Reactance is when there is a willing rejection of a social influence being exerted on an individual or a group. This is also known as anti or non-conformity. Reactance is a reverse reaction to some social influence that is being imposed by a person or a group on another. Obedience is another form of social influence wherein a person follows what someone tells him or her to do, although it may not necessarily reflect the person's set of beliefs or values. Similar to compliance, obedience usually stems from either respect or fear of the authority figure. Persuasion is used by one person or group to influence another to change their beliefs, actions, or attitudes by appealing to reason or emotion.
Social relationship in middle and late adolescence, leadership and followership theories, pamumuno, the action of leading group of people of an organization. Chester Bernard, 1983, defined leadership as the ability of a person in position of authority to influence others, to have in such a manner that goals are achieved. Leader pinuno often typecast as someone who is the head of a group of people by virtue of having great strength and wisdom, or may have inherited a position of power even if the strength and wisdom were not part of his personal virtues. Influence plays a major role in leadership. Power is also annexed to leadership as exposed by French and Raven, 1960, who said that a leader may obtain power through various means and sources, such as position, giving rewards, expertise, respect, or coercion. Leadership and followership theories. There are several existing theories of leadership. 1. Trait theory. 2. Behavior theory. 3. Participative theory. 4. Situational theory. 5. Transactional theory. 6. Transformational theory. 1. Trait theory. This theory defines leader based on certain personality traits, which are generally suited for all leaders, such as decisiveness, katiyakan, persistence, pagtsatsaga, high level of self-confidence, kumpiyansa sa sarili, and assertiveness, kapipilit, among the others. Behavior theory. This theory purposes that leadership is a learned behavior and that leaders are defined according to certain types of behavior they exhibit. Participative theory, the opposite of an autocratic leader, dictator na leader. The participative leader involves other people to make common decisions. Situational theory. This theory assumes that there is no one style of leadership and that leadership behavior is based on the factors present in a situation and usually takes into consideration how followers behave. 5. Transactional theory. This theory states that leadership involves the attractional or negation of resources or position, usually employs reward and punishments. Transformational theory. This theory involves a vision which a leader used to rally support from followers, and the role of leader is not motivating others to support the vision and make it happen.
Authentic leadership.
Authentic leadership. 3 Basic Axioms of Leadership by Rob Goffey and Garrett Jones, 2006. Leadership is situational. This means that leaders' behavior, what is required of him, will always be influenced by the situation. It means that a leader is able to assess a situation quickly, adjust to it, and provide the appropriate and necessary action to address it for the benefit of his followers. Leadership is not hierarchical. The exercise of leadership is not based on one's position in an organizational chart alone, but also dependent on other factors such as characteristics, skills, and even connections.
And the last one is leadership is relational, which is leaders and followers establish a relationship where their interests are mutually met. The role of a leader in this relationship can vary from being a visionary to cheerleader. According to Goffey and Jones in 2006 has the following critical elements present. They walk, they talk, they are consistent in what they say and what they do, practicing what they are preaching, they adjust to situation and display adaptability and flexibility, but consistent with their values and real selves, even when they take on different roles during different situations. They have a high level of comfort being themselves even they came from backgrounds that are different from other people or situations they deal with. Another example of a popular description of leadership was expounded in a book titled Heroic Leadership: Best Practices from a 450-year-old Company That Changed the World by Chris Lonin in 2003. This type of leadership follows 4 principles that are integrated with one another and synergistically interacting to reinforce each principle. Number 1 is self-awareness, 2 ingenuity, 3 love, and 4 heroism. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned to the topic we are presented. Again, we are Group 2.